Hi, everybody. It's Jen and Kanata, and I've been asked to do the 30 Random Facts collab uh, from Sutton Daze,
And
also
Lone Star Living.
appeared up here with her YouTube channel, and I will hopefully um, give you some info to get to know me better. 30 Things About Me collab that you might not know. I'm Jen in Kanata, and I live in the town of Kanata, which is a suburb of Ottawa, Ontario, and I live in a townhouse in the suburbs. And it's still winter here on April 5th. Number 2, I love coffee. I used to like coffee with as double double or triple triple if it was a big cup, but about 3 or 4 years ago, I cut out sugar in my coffee and now I just have cream. I really don't like it with milk or powdered creamer, but I will take it with that if I have to. Um, but I really like coffee and I like frappuccinos from Starbucks. That's a little sinful treat I like once in a while. Um, but um, I really do like coffee. I need my coffee. Otherwise, my brain really doesn't work. I drink about 2 cups of coffee before I do anything in the morning if it's a good day, and then a cup or so in the around lunchtime, one in the afternoon, and that's usually pretty good for me. But I could easily go through a pot of coffee in a day if I'm at home alone. I just keep on reheating it in the microwave. So I really like my coffee. I always seem to forget where I put my coffee down. I'm always either looking for my coffee or my phone. Number 3, I get easily distracted. Um, I swear I have like adult ADD or ADHD. I was tested as a kid, but I didn't have it. I did have a bit of a learning disability, but not enough to really get any help from the schools. So, but as I've gotten older, I've noticed I'm more distracted as I've gotten older. I used to be able to do multiple things all the time. My biggest thing is follow through and finishing the projects, but um, I'm easily distracted by shiny new things, which can be a bad thing or sometimes a good thing. Number 4, I am sort of an optimist and a pessimist at the same time. I like to prepare for the worst possible scenario in a situation and work it out with myself that I'm okay with this worst possible scenario, but I hope for the best. And this way, I am always pleasantly pleased and rarely ever disappointed in situations, as I'm always preparing for the worst, and the worst usually doesn't happen. So, my philosophy in life is that it could always be worse. I'm an optimist and a pessimist. To me, the concept of a glass being half full or half empty, the how you look at the glass, it's not about it being half full or half empty. It's the fact that the glass is refillable. So whether you think of your glass as being half full or half empty, what you always have to realize is that there's still more, whatever, to refill it if you want it. You just have to go out and grab it. Number 4 is I was born in the Bahamas. My dad's from the Bahamas and my mom's Canadian, and she went down for a vacation and ended up staying down there for a couple of years and got married with my dad and had me and came up with me and my dad when I was about 6 weeks or so old. and I've lived in Canada all my life. I just turned 42, and I have not been back to where I was born. Um, a couple of summers ago, we did a cruise, and we one of our stops was a carnival island. It was a Half Moon Cay, which was part of the Bahamas, but it wasn't really the Bahamas because nobody lived there. Just Carnival owned this island. So I technically have been to the Bahamas, but not really. So one of my goals in the future is to go back to the Bahamas and to go and see places that my family grew up in. Number 5, I am a mom of 2 beautiful, smart, wonderful teenage girls who can sometimes drive me crazy because they're girls. And we have 2 cats, one named Sushi, who's black and white and has green eyes. My youngest named her when we got her, as her birth name was Susie, and we don't really like real people names for pets. And our other cat is Princess, and she's white and gray and really fluffy. And both are very much lap cats, and they will purr constantly and be annoying a bit, but they're good cats. Um, Number 6, I really love to cook. I don't like cleaning up afterwards. I will, but it's a struggle sometimes. But I love, love, love trying new recipes. I love trying different ethnicities and everything, and I really, really, really like to cook. I'm actually not fond of a lot of regular everyday fare because I find it a little bit on the bland side, but I will make it and eat it. But if anything is going to tickle my fancy, it's something Chinese or Indian or um, Middle Eastern, anything with bold, big flavors. I love bold, big flavors. Number 7 is I don't drive, and neither does my husband. So I take the bus everywhere, as you see. We're on the bus right now. And which can be difficult planning vacations. We tend to do urban vacations or places that we can get to and then get a taxi or Uber or that. So we take trains, planes, and other people's automobiles. Number 8 is I love the smell of rain. It's currently raining right now, and we still got lots of snow. So hopefully it'll melt it. I don't mind the rain that much. I just don't like getting completely soaked and then being... 9 is I like making kombucha. Making this big, large jar. Number 10, I can use chopsticks. Oh, you want the envelope for the check? No? Yum. Number 11 is I love wearing Crocs. I hate boots, and as soon as the snow starts to melt, I wear my Crocs, as I'll show you right here. Hey, no socks. But my feet will dry as soon as I get in the house. So, number 12 is I like spices. Last March I redid my kitchen and I made a floor to ceiling spice rack that's 18 inches wide. You can see with the light. And then I have spices, stuff in bags here, sauce, some regular spicy here, drawer. This one is my regular spices drawer. And this one's my Asian ingredient drawer. And this is my Indian ingredient drawer. And then this one is my catch-all of measuring cups. And this is where I have some spices I use often in my few Tupperware ones and stuff in bottles, mostly like vinegars and Worcestershire sauce and stuff, and then my other one with tall bottles. So I like my spices, and I like to make things different flavors. So not just regular salt, pepper, garlic. But I do love garlic. Number 12 is I do like doing crafts. Number 13 is I like gardening. And I'm always game to try something new. I make really awesome kosher pickles that go in the fridge, and then I canned some to see how they do. They have the same kosher flavor, but now they're shelf stable, but they're a little bit on the soft side. But I also didn't use the pickle crisp stuff that I should have. So, but I like canning. Number 15 is I have a All-American 921 pressure canner. And I just got it in October or November, not last year. And I've loved it. Number 15 is I like buying things in bulk and having stuff on hand. I got these wonderful glass jars. I think they're about 5-gallon jars from a friend of mine who was getting rid of them. And they are awesome. I wish I could get some more at a good price. I've seen them for about $20 and I don't want to pay that. Number 17 is I don't wear makeup. I never have really worn makeup, even as a teenager. I wore a tiny little bit, but I never really got into it. And my girls wear a bit of makeup. Well, one does. The other one doesn't really. I have, I think, lipstick and maybe mascara that I've used at Christmas time, or if I've gone to a fancy party, which really doesn't happen often. Number 18 is I'm pretty much a tomboy. I've always been a tomboy. I didn't mind necessarily wearing skirts, but in high school, I took machine shop and architectural drafting, woodworking, metalwork, and I went to college for 1.5 years in mechanical engineering technology. And I was the only girl in the program. But unfortunately, my director of my department didn't necessarily like women in the program, so I failed a major course by 1%. I got 59% instead of 60, which was the pass. So my next term, I couldn't take any of the courses because this was a prerequisite. So instead, I switched to developmental service worker. So instead, I graduated with my second love, which was working with kids and adults with physical disabilities and developmental disabilities. So I worked in that field. So that's, I guess, number 19 that I have my DSW. Number 20 is I'm sort of a morning person and a night person. I worked overnights for about 7 years, and during both my pregnancies with my babies, and I didn't go back to work after my maternity leave with my second one. So I'm used to being up till midnight, 1 o'clock, no problem. And then my alarm goes off at 6:30, and I'm up. Once I'm physically up, I can get going. It doesn't really take a lot to get me up. And I live off of about maybe 4 to 6 hours sleep if I'm lucky. Sometimes I'll take a nap, but not usually. 21 is I like taking baths, not showers. I hate showers. I'd rather sit down and relax and take a bath and usually watch YouTube on my phone. Yes, very safe. Or read a book or listen to audiobooks. but I'm definitely a bath person, and so is one of my kids, my hubby, and my oldest like showers. 22. In our townhouse, this house has 4 bathrooms. Two with one with a shower, a double shower, and one with a bathtub, and then 2 regular ones with just a sink and toilet. So everybody could use a bathroom at the same time in my house, since my house has 4 people. 23. I really like to do things frugally. I really like uh, making frugal meals and using cheap ingredients to make something taste yummy. So I'm always looking for ethnic recipes from poorer countries so I can use the cheaper ingredients but still have lots of flavor. So I like to in, have one of these recipes with grilled chicken or something. So it's not the same regular peas and rice, but it could be a different flavor profile or whatever.
24.
23. I love watching cooking shows on TV, on YouTube, whatever. I like the Master Chef and No Reservations, Anthony Bourdain, all of those, especially the ones that use like weird parts of the animals or weird animals, or I just like seeing other people like eat and cook bugs or whatever. I don't necessarily want to do that, but I would do it if I was like on like Amazing Race or something, but that's about it. 25 is I like reading sci-fi fantasy books. Lately, I've been doing more audiobooks as my family likes those, and I like them as well because I don't have to sit down to read. I can listen to the audiobook while I'm walking or taking the bus or doing other things like dishes, etc. I like to multitask, things like that. My favorite authors are uh, actually Terry Pratchett. I love his Discworld series, and I've been lately reading um, a few of the Marvel comic sci-fi type books, as my youngest is really big into Marvel comics. 26 is I love tattoos. I would get one in a minute if it didn't involve using a needle. I hate needles. I even hate dentist needles. I literally, they give me a stress ball to squeeze as I sing like the alphabet because I really hate needles. 27. I am scared of spiders and some other bugs. I don't necessarily like either, but I really don't like spiders or snakes or reptiles or anything that really should be outside and not inside the house. Same with rats. Like, I cannot understand why people have pet mice or rats. It's like, no, I don't want rodents or snakes or spiders or anything like that in my house. They are fine outside. I just don't want them inside. 28. I really love grocery shopping. I don't necessarily like the other types of shopping, but I really like grocery shopping and I love getting good deals. I love price matching. I'll use whatever coupons I do have on hand, but I tend not to use a lot of coupons because there's not really coupons for what we use in our house, but I will clip them and see if it's something on sale or a decent price, and I might try it with the coupon. But I really like grocery shopping. I can spend literally hours, and I do spend literally hours grocery shopping when I do my 2 week grocery haul. I spend like 6 hours doing my groceries, and I'm getting the best deals from various stores, and it's gives me pleasure. as I really have issues with food insecurity from my childhood where food was tight sometimes, that I always make sure that my house has plenty of food just in case anything ever happens. So that is why I like grocery shopping and getting more bang for my buck. My grocery budget really hasn't changed in 8-10 years, and the prices have gone up. So I still get the same type of food as I did when the prices were a bit lower. I just manage to buy them when they're on sale. I need to work on a little bit on um, making things last longer. For example, when I purchase stuff on sale, to purchase enough for 6 months versus just a couple months. Then that way I at least will catch the sales. As sometimes I don't get the best sales all the time. But that's my goal. 29. I don't like it when it's too hot. If it's 35 degrees Celsius here, is too hot for me. Anything above 29 degrees Celsius, I don't like, because it's usually humid and stuff. I live in the suburbs of Ottawa, which is in a valley. So when the humidity is here, it raises the temperature like 5 or 6 degrees, and the air gets kind of thick. Which is strange considering we have like winter here for like 6 months of the year. Well, usually about 4, but this year it seems 6. Anyways, and also since I was born in the Bahamas, where it's like always about 40 degrees Celsius or 30 degrees Celsius, but it's a dry heat there apparently. I don't do well in the heat. I'd rather just stay home and have fans or whatever on, or go where there's air conditioning and that. Or in the heat, I'd rather be in a pool or in the water, usually with cold drink. That's how I like the heat. Uh, 29. I don't like it when it's too hot. If it's 35 degrees Celsius here, is too hot for me. Anything above 29 degrees Celsius, I don't like, because it's usually humid and stuff. I live in the suburbs of Ottawa, which is in a valley. So when the humidity is here, it raises the temperature like 5 or 6 degrees, and the air gets kind of thick. Which is strange considering we have like winter here for like 6 months of the year. Well, usually about 4, but this year it seems 6. Anyways, and also since I was born in the Bahamas, where it's like always about 40 degrees Celsius or 30 degrees Celsius, but it's a dry heat there apparently. I don't do well in the heat. I'd rather just stay home and have fans or whatever on, or go where there's air conditioning and that. Or in the heat, I'd rather be in a pool or in the water, usually with cold drink. That's how I like the heat. So that's the end of the collab, and hopefully you enjoyed the 30 questions I answered. 30 things you didn't know about me before. I'm now going to tag some other YouTube channels, which I will put links below. One is called Nonetheless Homestead. Nonetheless Off-Grid Homestead. Another one is called The Simple Rugged Path. I am also tagging Silvermoon Acres and Homestead. I am also tagging Mina from the Universe Guru. And last but not least, I'm going to tag Amanda from the Fundamental Home, who's also one of the owners of the Frugal Family Food Facebook group that I'm on. Oh my God. And I'd like to see 30 random facts about her, as I just love watching her videos too. So that is the end of the video collab that I'm on. So feel free to do your videos of 30 random facts and tag 5 more people. Hopefully, it was fun for everybody. Have a great day.